Conditions in the Martian crater billions of years ago were similar to Iceland on Earth, according to what a new study is claiming. There seems to be more questions than answers concerning Mars, and I'll direct you to my playlist of the Emerald tablets written by the Atlantean Thoth, who says that a very top general of the Atlanteans was exiled to Mars, and that his tomb is under a carved face on the surface of Mars with pyramids around it. And it's so because the travelers passing Mars will be able to easily see where the tomb of the dead, after he died, the dead general, would be found. This is written in the Emerald tablets written by Thoth the Atlantean. So now Egypt, the word Thoth was credited with building pyramids in Egypt. We don't know if it was in Giza or elsewhere, but he says that his spaceship is under a sphinx on a plain of pyramids in Egypt. He had a spaceship, he says. They had air travel around Earth, but they also had space travel and interstellar travel, the Atlanteans, and they had abused their advanced technology to the point where there was divine intervention to do away with them. They were bringing in demonic entities into the physical realm, and that was to the devastation of humans. That was what he says in the... It's amazing what he writes. You'll find the playlist on my playlist in the videos, so that you'll be able to know what kind of advanced technology they had. Now, supposedly Mars had the conditions of life before something happened to the atmosphere. We don't know what happened. Now, this is what conditions concerning the Martian crater billions of years ago, they say were similar to Iceland. While the science team used data supplied by Curiosity rover in their research, they also had to search for rocks and soils on Earth that were similar to those on Mars in order to find a correlation between the planets. A study conducted by scientists from Rice University and State University of New York at Stony Brook revealed that some climate conditions at the Gale crater on Mars about 3 billion years ago were rather similar to those observed in some parts of our own planet, according to SciTech Daily reports. During the course of their study, the researchers established that it played a key role in how rocks that were formed from sediment were deposited into the crater, which likely was a lake at some point, and it got weathered by the climate, they believe. My YouTube channel. My Patreon channel will have 5 different videos from my YouTube channel every day. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below. According to the media outlet, while the team used data supplied by the Curiosity rover to gain insight into the chemical and physical states of mudstorms formed in the ancient lake that the Gale crater probably was once, they say they had to look for similar rocks and soils on Earth to find a correlation between the planets, since the chemistry does not directly reveal the climate conditions when the sediment eroded upstream. They said Earth provided an excellent laboratory for us in the study, where we could use a range of locations to see the effects of different climate variables on weathering, and average annual temperature had the strongest effect for the types of rocks in Gale crater. This is what Martian geologist Kristen Seeback said, she's one of the authors of the new study, saying the range of climates on Earth allowed us to calibrate our thermometer for measuring the temperature on ancient Mars. The research showed that the closest match to Mars turned out to be the makeup of sand and mud in Iceland. As water flows through rocks to erode and weather them, it dissolves the most soluble chemical components of the minerals that form the rocks. On Mars, she said, we saw what only a small fraction of the elements that dissolve the fastest had been lost from the mud relative to volcanic rocks even though the mud has the smallest grain size and is usually the most weathered. She says this really limits the average annual temperature on Mars when the lake was present, because if it were warmer, then more of those elements would have been flushed away. But this is on Sputnik News by Andrei Dergalin. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support.